Howdy, and welcome back to the Rockhound Podcast. This week we have a returning guest with a friend. Go ahead and take it away.
I'm David Garcia, and this is
Sweet Jim.
from Lapidary Dave.
Welcome back.
Right.
Welcome
And
back.
welcome.
And this is
Thank you.
So good to have you guys back. And it's good to have all of you with us tonight watching. Where are you joining us from? And what are you up to? Leave it in the comments for us. And I am Karen from Ozone Adventures out here on the Oregon coast. Kurt?
My name is Kurt with Rock.Hounding.Adventures out here in Western Colorado, where it's been kind of snowy, kind of sunny. Who knows what it's going to be tomorrow? Theo.
Nice.
This week I am Cody, and my channel is
Cody.
How to Tie a Knot. We only know one knot, but we also have 900 videos of tying that same knot, so it's pretty interesting.
Totally
Wow.
niche.
It is, yeah. It's like just different color string every week.
Just
Same
different
knot, though.
shades every.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
And then I'm Mild Kyle with World of Rockhounds, and that is our introductions. Karen, if you would be so kind to do the shout outs.
So last week was so exciting. It was our 50th episode, and we had a lot of fun going over some of the questions. We had an Ask Us Anything. So if you missed that one, go back and check it out. And we had a lot of congrats. That was very heartwarming. Thank you, everybody, for that. Rock and Road Rockhounding said our early episodes, hearing how everybody got started, are part of what gave me a push to finally start my own channel. It's been awesome seeing your podcast grow. Can't wait to see where it goes in the future. And that's so cool. I did not know that. Thanks for sharing that with us,
Aw.
you guys. Yeah. Aw.
Ah,
Totally
Aw.
inspiring. Currently, Rockhounding said it's been good to see you guys make it to episode 50 on to episode 100. And just like your knots, he'll probably be in, like 25 of those. So thanks, Jared. Or at least mentioned. Justin,
Yeah. Mentioned well more than 25, I think, at this
Yes.
point already.
Justin Finds already, yeah. Justin Finds Rocks agreed with Kyle about the rock gender. I can't remember what Kyle's take on rock gender was.
I think it said it depends on how many betrothals it has and if it has
Oh, yeah.
stalactites.
There you go. Thank you, Dustin. Ellison Mineral Land wanted Kurt to know that she thought the tumbling video was excellent. So there was a little, I think that you were apologizing. Maximilian Scala, which is not an easy but beautiful name, loved Kurt's words of wisdom. We have a Kurt fan club going, actually. It
We
looks
do.
like. Yes.
Ooh.
See, his words of wisdom were something like "see rock, like rock, take rock."
Oh, right.
yep.
Forgot about that.
Well, Maximilian is there to remind you. John Brownwood suggested that we sometime do a grab bag guest, as in doing a lottery of some kind, and the winner can be a guest on the show. Thank you for the suggestion, John. That could be very, very interesting. I think we'll have to talk about what the ramifications of that might be. Michael Wallahy is checking in from Wapato, Washington, and I just had to say it. Claude from Kalgoorlie, see another one, wanted to answer Kyle's question about Man Lambo's other rocks. He's got another channel.
He does.
Just
I
for rock-
discovered that last night.
Yeah.
I'm already subscribed. I went
Yeah,
and
I
checked it
have
out. I'm
been
like, oh, for a long time. So he loves Petwood and agates. Thank you, Claude, for the update on that. And Kyle, thank you for subscribing. I'm sure
Yes.
that-
I don't know how I missed that last time, but sorry. I was still on TikTok. But yeah, I don't know how I missed
Multitasking.
that. But yeah, no, I as soon as I saw, I'm like, wait a second. Am I not subscribed to this? And then I clicked on the thing that says, subscribe. I'm like, oh, I'm not subscribed. So now I'm subscribed to both channels.
Excellent. All right. Well, yeah, and thank you for that, Claude. Greg from Calgary, Canada, Hasu Andre, Julie McKenna, Ivan Lopez, Sierra Rockhounder, Greek Explorer, Sandmaker, and all of the fabulous friends that joined us in the chat. And that was such a good time in the chat. Thank you for joining us. And them's the shouts.
Thank you, Karen. Now, how is everyone's weeks? We'll start with David and Jim. How's you guys' weeks going?
You start.
It was busy. I had a bunch of gigs back to back. I'm happy they're over. In Bombay Beach, which is like near Slab City.
Nowhere, in the middle of nowhere.
And it felt good though. I've been doing nonstop like YouTube stuff, so it feels good to do something else every once in a while.
It's a little break.
Oh yeah. And then just working commissions. I cut for a few companies out of New Mexico and Texas, which is a little less fun than music. Because I get to make something beautiful. I'm like, man, that's got to be worth $400, $500, and then mail it away
Off it goes.
to never see it again.
Sad. That video where you were drilling stones though, like I'll have to contact you later, see where you got that bit, because
Yeah, I'll just mention here.
Top secret.
No, it's
No, I'm just kidding.
Plug it.
Gunther Drilling Systems is the way you'd find it. Find it on YouTube, and essentially it's a chuck that goes in the chuck of a drill press. It and it's a sintered bit that squirts water through it. It has a counterpart, so you start drilling it, flip it around on the counterpart to get a perfect matchup.
Alignment.
Yeah, half of that is what I just said. The other half is a counterpart that has a spring, not a counterpart,
Ejection pin.
I like this guy. An ejection pin that keeps the core from caking up, and I can literally drill jade like butter, just boom, boom, boom.
Nice.
Oh, I want one.
I know
Yes.
we all do.
He-
And everybody
he-
out there does.
Oh, too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Use product code Lapidary Dave at checkout. It does nothing right now, but just use it anyway.
I definitely will.
I think it's Kevin or Ken who works there. He used to offer something back in the day, but it might still be there. I don't know if it is or not. He's a really cool cat out of Tucson. The version I was using was $403, and it comes with the bit. I think they advertise between 100 and 300 holes. I get about 300 to 600. And if you're interested in making money to fund other tools, I highly suggest that I charge $5 a hole. I had a lady send me 5,000 crystals. I did them all in a day and a half at $5 a hole.
Wow.
And it's such an easy turnaround if you're interested. If you need gear and you don't have a lot of money to buy a Titan or a Cab King or a Barranca, I suggest that. But sorry for rambling.
No, you're fine.
No,
You're
you're
good,
fine.
man.
Gunther Gunther Drilling Systems.
Yeah.
A lot of great information.
Yes.
I actually didn't put any videos out on it for a while because I'm like, man, I'm gonna be putting myself out of a job. But now I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he pulled up this afternoon. I picked him up and he got to my house. We pulled it out of the truck and I had a slab of some nice North Caddy agate, and he literally drilled a hole in it in 15 seconds or less. Probably the first part was about 3-4 seconds. He flipped it
That's
over,
insane.
popped a hole, and done. So it was it's quite a for drilling holes. Can't beat it.
That's why I want to get one.
Yeah.
Everyone needs one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's the tool you didn't know you need.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as my week, I am full-time employed still, but I am lucky. Yeah. No, I love my job. I work in development, and I get to work from home, tons of emails, and it's a great job because by 2:00 I start early, and by 2:00 I'm out slabbing rocks. And so that's pretty much been my week. We have a tailgate rock show up here in Apple Valley area in California this weekend, actually tomorrow through Sunday. And so I made some display cases. I've been getting petrified wood and geodes ready, and just kind of, I guess the best way to describe it would be scrambling to get ready for a rock show.
Nice.
We're going to
That's
set
awesome.
things on a table and sell it. I think Dave will be doing cab demonstrations. We'll have the water swivel out there, the Gunther water swivel, and it should be a fun weekend.
So
Sounds like fun.
if people are in the area, what are they looking for? What rock show?
Unfortunately, I think this episode's going to be out after it takes place, but it takes place this year on the 11th through the 13th. And you can look up.
This drops tomorrow.
Yeah,
Look,
it drops
yeah.
tomorrow.
If this comes out tomorrow, then you would look,
You go to VVG.
Victor Valley Rock and Gem Club. And on that website, you will be able to find a flyer. Basically, it's on Stoddard Wells Road.
Is the flyer?
Yeah, you want me
inside?
to go grab
I'm
it?
gonna go grab it.
All right. So here he's gone, and I'll talk for a second. So
Yeah.
it's on a dirt road about 6 miles from the pavement. It's typically been a show that people who have been at Quartzsite and Tucson will come here, camp out in the desert, and kind of the last hurrah before they make their way back to wherever home is. And COVID last year kind of messed up. So we had our last show, which is usually in March. We had it in, I think, November. So now we're back to March again. Here we go.
Is it reversed?
Yay.
It is
Nope.
reversed.
No,
It
that,
is.
that
We'll
should
read
be
it
all right.
though.
No, it was all right.
Was it?
The contact, yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
perfect.
The bottom.
The bottom
perfect.
is the important stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it is vvgmc.org is the easiest way to find it.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right. If you guys
Or take a
haven't had
snapshot
enough,
of that map.
I don't
Good
know
luck.
how you keep showing this in my videos. I don't know how to read this hieroglyphic
Oh
stuff.
my gosh.
right. When can you do that and have it work, right? When does the
Yeah.
lady start telling me when I'm nearby?
He's got a
But-
fat stack of atlases, and I'm like, what are these?
See,
ancient
well, my,
texts?
Gotta love 'em.
my job involves survey and plat maps, and so yeah, I'm kind of a map freak. And Dave's like, I can't even read a map. I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't going to work for you, but
Right on. Okay. So is that your weeks, guys?
I think so.
All
Just
right.
running around like a chicken with his missing his head, I guess.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out for headless guys.
Yes.
Meanwhile, my week also totally nuts and beyond busy, and so I got a short out for the fire agate, just a tiny look what it took me 2 days to do under a minute. Gotta love the instant gratification, right?
Yeah.
Just show me the color, lady.
Yeah.
And I would love it if folks want to go ahead and check it out and then weigh in on how you think I should trim it, because I didn't trim it up yet. This is actually my first foray into doing the fire agate in the first place, so I was very, very careful, and I left stuff around the outside, and I'm ready to go ahead and trim down now. And so tell me what you think I should do. I have a ring in my head, but I mean, not a literal, like, a bell ringing, but the kind that I could wear. And or I could keep this one as a specimen because I'm totally in love with it and I can't stop looking at it. And so that, and I'm working on an upcoming video that has much preparations, recording, and editing. And yes, other people in this this exact environment also know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But the anticipation is about to end. And the show and tell is a sneak peek on that. And that's it. So
Yeah,
how about you? What? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we can stop dropping like endless teasers. Today is the day we actually finally reveal what we've been hinting at since December.
But you have to
Is
wait
it?
until the show and tells. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
But today's the day.
Yeah,
We're gonna
today
stop annoying
happens
you with
today.
sure it is.
Someone's gonna go in the comments and put the timestamp.
that. There you go. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to do that.
Can I ask you, what did you do with the fire agate? Did you cab it or did you contour carve it?
So I contour carved it.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for carving. That's when you said, Sweet Jim, that like that's what you do. I was just like,
Yeah.
like an instant giddiness there. So yeah, we're gonna have to talk at some point.
Absolutely, I'd love to. We will be doing some videos. So yeah, I love fire agates. It's
Oh,
you
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're one of my
I'm
favorites.
a new addict. Yeah, it's a bad thing. It's a good bad thing. All right, Kurt, how about you?
Well, last week I posted, or at the beginning of the week, I posted me cutting this Montana agate to see if it was an iris, which y'all will see that in the show and tell. And as far as being busy, I haven't really been that busy. It's been snowing the past couple of days, and I'm gonna get back outside and do some more cutting videos, and start recording on a future project that's coming up. So it's pretty much been my week.
Theo, how was your week?
This is going to be super quick again, just like last week. I'm working on something that I can't talk about yet, but I'll be able to talk about when. Actually, anytime after the 19th, I can finally talk about it. So, yeah. So, other than that, I've been working on another thing that I can talk about, but I'm not going to yet because I'm going to talk about it during show and tell. So that was my week. I can't tell you.
Thanks,
and you
man.
will find out later.
That was
Very
amazing.
mysterious.
Thank you everyone for your little insights on your weeks, and mine was pretty eventful. I got a video out. I pretty much recorded for 2 days just to have the video come out this Wednesday for polishing a yellow cat agate from Kurt, and it turned out great. It was actually a toss up between polishing yellow cat or polishing a piece of fire obsidian, and I'm like, I feel like I've done a lot of fire obsidian lately, so I should switch it up a little bit. And so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I got my truck back. My truck's been broken for a little bit, so that was a fun expense to do. But the truck's working now again. I got my sweet gear, or I got a couple of shirts ordered for when I do my videos now, so it'll be nice and embroidered and have my name on there. I also got some decals now.
Ooh, I need them.
I
Stickers.
Yeah, I ordered some other ones too, but I think I have to go back and have them double check that because I think there's a few issues with that one. But these ones look okay; they look good. But other than that, just work stuff and rock stuff. So pretty simple. And now, unless I'm missing anything, we can get into questions.
Yes, the moment we've all been waiting for, when David and Sweet Jim tell us how they got into this rock business in the first place.
You want to go first?
Well, mine's going to be quick. Well, I'm pretty long-winded, but
Take your time.
basically, I have been a lapidary since I was a kid. I started off super young, and I seen a guy in a garage with all this equipment.
How young is super young?
I mean, 7 or 8 years old, riding my bicycle around. And I noticed this guy's working in his garage, and I wasn't afraid to go talk to people. Anyways, he was a full-on lapidary. And long story short, by the time I was in 7th grade, I'd taken some college classes thanks to my grandma. And actually, I went back to that same guy when I could ride a bicycle far enough, and made a deal and bought his equipment because he was too old to do it at that point.
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
I've been cabbing, I've been into silversmithing since high school. And I just love it. My passions now are opal and fire agate first off, and then I love working with opal.
All the cool kids.
Bridge opal and then rock hounding. Love geodes, so I've taken a bunch of people on some geode missions.
Nice.
So I just pretty much my whole life revolves around hounding, smithing, and cabbing or lapidary.
Woohoo.
That's awesome.
There's nothing
Great
wrong with
answer.
that.
Not at all.
Love it. How about you, David?
Oh, I got into it from my grandfather. I didn't like it at all. And he would pay me to polish his stuff. He had an old Highland Park, and he would make like jade knives, and he would make me polish things that he would sculpt. He's a master sculptor. And I was actually more into wood. I was a wood sculptor, and I loved to make instruments. But then I started going to the Tucson show with my grandma, met Don from Diamond Pacific, who let me just tear up and make a mess out of their machines for free. And it's all been downhill from there. Tucson. Tucson has always been like a home away from home. And it's because of Tucson that I really got into it. I did it before, wasn't too into it. And then Tucson and my friend Sprite from those videos this year, you might have seen Sprite in some of those videos. That guy got me into it big time. He introduced me to a lot of foreigners, taught me how to be polite, and taught me how to wheel and deal without being rude. It's always better to make a friend that lasts forever than save like $3 or $4. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I got into it.
I can attest to a little bit of that. So Diamond Pacific, which is a pretty big supplier, is real near my house. And I go in and talk to the owner all the time. And I asked him, I said, hey, I got a friend of mine, Lapidary Dave, and we want to come, film your facility. And he goes, yeah, well, we can do that. He goes, Lapidary Dave? Oh, I know Lapidary Dave. So you left an impression when you were, at those shows getting on his equipment. But I think you were pretty respectful. You would offer to clean the trays and bring in water. And
I've definitely sold machines standing there,
yeah,
cutting and stuff. People ask me, which one do you like? I'm like, that one, and they bought it right then and there.
Nice.
We actually have, I think, the only video on YouTube coming out soon in a few days of the Diamond Pacific factory tour.
Oh,
Cool.
A
Cool.
secret room that we couldn't film,
Yeah.
which is and there was some super secret things that were said that won't make it in there. But like all the big the lathes and the milling machines,
CNC
and
machines.
the assembly,
cool.
they have like custom saws that are made for what people need it. Like somebody in the video, there's a saw that looks like a dresser, just made for geodes that will zip
A
geodes.
drop saw. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think an 18
Oh,
20
cool.
inch drop saw, and it looks like a tank. It's just awesome.
Yeah, some stuff that's only made, I think, made for DOT, and
For cutting their cords.
yeah, and it was, I can't believe they actually let us.
Yeah, he was
Film
really,
the
really, really sweet for giving us the tour. And they have a fabulous, FYI, they have a fabulous upper area that's loaded with material that you
Oh,
can
man.
go get. I've been just living up there, and that's kind of
If you're in the Barstow area and you're into rocks, go to Diamond Pacific for the rock yard. The material is from like the 50s, and sometimes you find slabs that say like 10 cents on it.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
And if I'm
Nice.
not mistaken, and I don't know if Jim wants me to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I think it's $2.50 a pound.
no, it's actually $3 a pound.
Oh, damn.
And I'm talking, we have found mutilated cork,
Yeah, a
mutilated
big
cork.
piece of parrot wing, old 50s parrot wing that I sell cabs for about $100 for. He got a piece like that for
Wow.
maybe $5.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's just
It is a
fabulous.
honey hole. Someone listening to this, go there, wipe them out. Just buy it, resell it for twice as much. Easy.
I think 10 times as much.
Yeah, but for the quick money, for the quick $500,000, get a credit card, buy out Don's Rock Yard.
But that video you say will be coming out, right?
Yeah, it'll be coming out, and you're gonna be sorry you told everybody.
Hey, bring it on. You know what?
I'm joking. I don't believe in trade secrets.
No, my
Even.
whole thing now that I'm at an age where I'm going to retire and slow down, well, actually speed up in the rock industry, but I want to get kids involved. We're with the Gem Club over here, and I just love it when the dad shows up with his kids and they come out to the field trips. It's just does my heart good to know that there's another hound on his way to,
Yes.
collecting.
Absolutely.
I guess.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I just wanted a job since I was like 12 years old, and I couldn't get one until I was 14 in Florida. If I would have known about Lapidary, I could have made 5 times more than minimum wage working from home at a rock club. You know what I mean? Like, it's so good for kids and it teaches them self-worth, and you get to make pretty things, but also make a lot of money kids are better at selling things than adults are.
There's a lot of
100 times better.
truth.
Over 2 fat guys any day.
Right.
Hey, I'm a big guy too. Apparently, it's an in thing right now. You got a beard. You gotta get your.
Fat guy summer.
Yeah, I said the other day, he was looking at a cab I did. I go, not bad for a fat kid in his garage, huh? He got a little chuckle out of that. But
So what I'm
Doesn't
hearing
hinder
from all
me.
this is I need to put my niece to work, in other words.
Yeah, for sure. I hire some kids to do my braiding, and this one kid actually pays other kids
oh,
to do it. So like he's like, I'm paying this kid just like some money in town, and he's going out and hiring labor. He's a big kid.
Yes, he is.
Huckleberry Finn kid.
Right.
Nice.
Dude,
That's awesome.
the
amazing.
braiding that I'm paying him for. It's genius.
As long as it's getting done, I guess that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Hey, Kurt, did you have a question?
I'll be after Cody.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So what is your favorite material to work with, and what is your favorite material to hunt for?
That's real quick.
That's simple. Fire agate is my favorite material to work with, and my favorite material to hunt, it would be seam agate.
Ooh, yes.
Good
Those
answer.
are
Good
nice.
answer.
wonderful answers on
Yes.
both fronts.
Bing, bing, bing. Yeah.
My favorite
David?
material to work is turquoise.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Yeah, I'm a turquoise freak. And my favorite material to hunt for is turquoise, but it's really hard to find unless you get invited to claims. Like I believe portions of the Royston mine in Tonopah is closed down now. And where I live in Taos, New Mexico, there's a place in Cuesta that you can dig through tailings outside the mine to find little things. But anything like productive is geodes in the Hauser bed. That is pretty awesome.
Oof, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, you got to go. It's free. I think we did find a write-up, and it's 35 pounds. Was it?
Oh, I've taken, when I go, I take a 5-gallon bucket out, and I don't think there is a legal limit, but I don't want to
Like we went to the website and everybody has a different story. But I think the common thing is a 5-gallon bucket, but there's some crazy druzy, some red stuff. There's maybe 7 to 9 different beds producing.
Well, on our secret map, there is 9 or 10 named geode spots. The Hauser bed, the Turkey Tail, the Black Canyon,
Black and
Potato
white.
Pinch, the Black and White. Well, Black and White's a new one that's not on the map. But anyways, blast down there geode hunting.
No, yeah, and that we have a video coming out on that soon, showing off the Hauser beds because we really wanted to make the video. Jim was saying that people go there all the time and they think it's stopped producing. It is a honey hole. It is. Oh, it's if you know where to look, it's impossible not to find anything. They fall out of the wall. The material
man.
it produces is
Nice.
fantastic. It's actually not geodes. Excuse me. It's thunder eggs.
Well, thunder eggs,
I mean, they're geodes there too.
a nodule is a solid agate in the middle. Geode, in my opinion, is got the crystal pocket in it. And I don't know the official geological, or geologist would have to straighten me out, but that's what I've always called them. Our friend that lives down there, he's a snowbird from Idaho, and he's an absolute expert, and he calls them all thunder eggs. So maybe you guys can straighten us out on that. But
I feel like
You guys should come. All of you folks should come down when you get tired of being cold, Theo. And
Actually, I was gonna say in the next year or two, my aunt and uncle live in Quemado, New Mexico, so I'm gonna be going down to visit for a week or two, which means I'm gonna be coming down to New Mexico finally.
how close is that to Deming and Albuquerque and stuff?
I think I've only been there once, and it was like an hour drive south from Albuquerque.
My friend Grimcheer owns a brand new turquoise mine called the Peacock Turquoise Mine. It's forest green in color. He's a huge fan of yours.
Oh, really?
Oh.
And he watches the podcast.
Aw.
And he would definitely let us all go over there and mine and film. So we should have a family get together down there.
and
That would
and
be
straight-
so cool.
It's really well producing in New
be
Mexico.
epic.
If you're a resident, for $15, I believe it's 15. It might went up to 20. They'll actually do an analysis on your stones you mail away to the Socorro Geology University or whatever, and it's $15, I believe. And they test your stones for you, which is
Nice.
practically free.
That
and
is so cool.
He actually got it tested, and it's a mix of varicite and turquoise. I used to think varicose was a joke. Like, oh yeah, like, it's just a cola and you can't call it turquoise or whatever. But it's legit, like real deal varicite and turquoise mixed. The dude's super cool. He wants to bring it to the market, so he's welcoming all videos. And
Nice.
And Theo and all of you are welcome to. I would be happy to guide you to the Hauser beds and to the whole area down there. And I call it Wiley Wells because that's kind of the campground in the area. But you make it out to Cali, I guarantee you, you're going to take buckets of geocache.
So when you're out
man.
flying out,
I love
down
geodes.
Diamond Pacific's Rock Yard, give Sweet Jim a call.
Yep.
And he'll take you.
And we can send some pictures of the geodes so that to you all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I'll
Yeah.
send you one right after.
That'd be
here. He
cool.
has a
I haven't met a
spectacular-
thunder egg I haven't loved.
I like
Yeah.
the little ones. Some people don't like it because it's harder on your blades.
Oh, I love
But
them.
I don't know. I don't think I didn't notice a difference.
Yeah.
I have this little guy right here.
Oh, that's beautiful. Dang, that polish
So
is great.
that's a water line. You
Yep.
know, the coolest ones that I like when they're solid like that and you've got the water lines. I love the ones that show tilt. So you'll have water lines running like this, and then they'll be, get my hand right, then they'll run like this. So sometime there was enough movement in the earth during the formation of the agate in the middle. And so those are secret ones we like to look for.
Love those.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The shifts.
Yeah.
some of the red ones.
Multi-horizontal.
Yeah, we just
Yeah,
have a
that is
blast.
so cool.
Let's see.
That
if
is
I
so
can find
cool.
one for the class, but I don't know. I can't find it.
I'll give all of you the same offer. I know a podcast crew, you guys already know, but yeah,
There you go.
you guys
That's
ever find
the
yourself in
one right there.
Montana?
Yeah, like
Yes.
Oh,
one
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
Oh, nice.
That
That's
is
cool.
It started one way
awesome.
and then it tilted and got
That is so cool.
there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think I've
Yep.
ever seen that.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
know it if I was really looking at it until he told me.
Yeah, those are so wonderful. Yeah, you just have to imagine like what time frame, and
Oh,
it just blows your mind, you know. So
But what
cool.
amazes me when I'm out there is the area and how far apart these beds are. And there just has to be tens of millions of them underground.
Yeah.
You stand there and you're thinking, how far down do I have to go and what's there?
Right.
Kind of cool.
And how much time do I have? 'Cause-
Right.
It's never long enough.
Yep.
That is so cool.
And it's
Yeah.
getting shorter.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, the daylight savings is coming.
I was gonna blame aliens.
Oh,
I prefer the aliens. Yeah.
Yes.
Better story.
I believe there's a story that you were going to tell us next time you're on, and I don't remember what it was anymore.
I got so many, but I have a friend that I'm not going to mention his name who actually saw 3 big feet last year in Tres Piedras, New Mexico, while dirt biking.
Wow.
And he said it was a family. It was 2 adults, and they dragged a baby up a hill. And he's like, he knew it couldn't have been a person that couldn't have gotten up that fast. People do this thing over there called squatching, where they'll put on a Sasquatch outfit and pretend to cross the road when a car's coming.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
just freaks people out. And it's all fun and
Yeah.
games until you get shot.
That's
You
Yeah.
wanna bring the Sasquatch
Right.
back?
Say.
But so people do that out there. But that's what he saw when he saw, I believe him. He came to my house pretty freaked out. And he came to us because he knows we're the huge conspiracy people.
all right.
And he had no one else to tell.
Well, I think you're all nuts, but I think there is a chance that there may be a Sasquatch or 2 roaming
There's
around.
petroglyphs out there of similar things.
There you go.
I can go on and on and on.
Sounds like something I would do.
Man, I know a guy who thought he saw them.
Thought he saw them. That's all it means to be.
Drag the baby up the hill. No one would be strong enough to do it or that fast enough. And also, you're not going to drag your baby. It's New Mexico. There's just rocks and sage and other things.
Sharp things, sharp lizardy things.
Like lizards.
Yeah.
Sharp lizards. Sharp lizards.
Not a lot of lizards.
Nice.
Goats, though, those bighorn sheep bouncing around everywhere.
They can be
Maybe
sharp.
that's what it was.
No way. Those are white. Don't even get me started.
Speaking,
man. I know what I heard my friend thought he saw.
hey, speaking of goats, it looks like we almost have a goatee down here.
Oh, wait.
Kurt.
Yeah.
He's saving it
Huh?
for later.
Oh,
Oh, he's talking about goats.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
There we go. I was still
I
into
was
it.
trying to grow one.
Oh, it's
Wow.
so
Just
good.
slowly becoming a tiger.
So good.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I like
I'm,
it.
I was,
It's
I
a
was, I
Geiger.
was meant to look like a goat, and then some tiger prints.
A tiger striped
chasing
goat.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Little cross speciations, no big deal.
Well, Kurt, what's your question?
So the reason why I was going to let Theo go first because I had a feeling I was going to take Theo's question, which
Yeah, we do that a lot.
I was correct with that. So something similar. So what is the strangest thing you have found while out rock hounding, and what is the strangest thing you have found while at the gym shows?
You want to go first?
The strangest thing I found, I was out rock hounding one time and was very near a bombing range, and I found a bomb stuck in the sand with the fins hanging out.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm like, we came around the corner in this canyon,
Nope.
and I looked and I'm like,
Oh
is
my
that a
gosh.
bomb? And then we're like, let's get out of here. So that's probably one of the strangest things I found.
That's a good one. I should have went
That is a
first.
good one.
Okay, well, I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm just kidding. I can't
Um,
beat that at all.
And what was the other question? I'm sorry.
What's the strangest thing
Oh,
you found
at
at
the
a
gym
gym
show.
show?
I'll tell you what, at the gym show, it's real simple for me. Long ago, at least 15 or 20, 15, let's say, walking up and seeing the booth with the fire agate in it. I'm like, what is that? And then it was pretty much an addiction. And it may have been a little less than 15 years ago, but at the gym show, finding my connection for the fire agates, it was the coolest thing, and nothing negative about gym shows. What about you?
Oh, man. Yeah, I've heard lots of negative about gym shows.
Well, that's because you film them and people want to give you a bad time.
I read it with my own eyes, that a gentleman from overseas got arrested for selling illegal mammal fossils. And
Oh,
yeah, and what is an illegal mammal fossil? It didn't mention, but I was telling my friend, and he said he heard that they were like people overseas would quarry like graveyards, and I guess are they doing it like Han Solo
What
style?
No.
Things?
Oh man.
oh my gosh.
Trippy, huh?
Well, let me throw something in there. About 3 weeks ago, the guy who runs our field trips for the gym club was out pre-scouting, and we actually did a video out there at Kramer Junction, and they found bones, and they sent me a picture. They were freaked out because they thought for sure that this was a body. They got the cops out there, and when it was all said and done, it wasn't a body. And I wasn't the one who found that, so I would have used that as my most strange thing. But for a few days until they got the word back from the police, that they were a little shook up over that, because it looked like it would have been like a leg bone from a small child, and it was freaky.
Oh.
So
Wow. That would
yeah, and
be
I was
freaky.
going to ask you when you said mammals. I go, aren't we mammals? So you answered that. Yes.
Indeed.
You can cut all that out if you want to.
I'll leave it.
I don't know.
We'll
Man.
leave it.
My brain went to a way more innocent place. I was like,
sorry.
Sorry,
it's like in
guys.
Florida, how you got a permit for vertebrate collector. They probably just didn't have a permit,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Yo, geez. The weirdest thing I found rock hounding was actually like a little mushroom carved fetish. There's a lot of paleo over there in the New Mexico area,
Mhm.
and it was like totally like some kind of blue jasper with some kind of black host rock, and it was definitely carved into the shape of a mushroom. My friend finds birds, finds a lot of fulsome points, which a lot of people go their whole lives without ever finding one. This kid
That's me.
found perfect ones.
Wow.
Perfect ones. And he actually, believe it or not, while we're down the rabbit hole, he actually hunts completely dehydrated, where he's
What?
having like an out-of-body experience. And he says that they call for him, and he'll come up with handfuls.
He's a nut.
That's insane.
I
I would never do that.
Channel, and I don't
It's
think we'll
dangerous.
mention his name.
Yes.
You can message me, and you can message me personally, and I'll give it away.
Oh,
But it's legit. There's a lot of paleo out there. I didn't keep the mushroom. I don't keep paleo myself. Nothing against people that do. I just don't.
I just want to take a picture of it. I know the laws and you're not supposed to take it.
Some
so-
place like private properties,
But I have been
different
looking-
states, and
I'm sorry.
no, it's
I've
okay.
been looking for a friggin' arrowhead forever. And my friend tells me a story. His buddy took him out on some private land and they were standing there, got out of the truck and talking. And the guy goes, well, to my friend. And he says, well, what, are you going to pick it up? And he's standing right between his feet where he was standing was a 6-inch white
Spear
Oh.
point.
point.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Oh wow.
That is
Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
unbelievable. So, and me, I might have found some chips, and I don't hunt too hard. I love the agates. So
Well, you have to be able to see with your naked eye from standing up. My eyes are so bad, I'm like bent over, and you're never going to cover ground like that.
right.
And my favorite thing I found at a gem show, there's a gentleman named John Conoco. If you folks don't know him, find him on Facebook. John Conoco, spelt the way it sounds. And he's an amazing specimen collector and lapidary. And he actually has a piece of amber with a mushroom inside of it.
Oh,
Wow.
It's real
Real deal,
That's
huh?
cool.
That's
Probably
amazing.
find a picture of it while we chat and send it to you guys or put it up on the screen or something. But it is
Yeah.
100% legit. I do not believe
That's
it's
crazy.
Chiapan amber. It doesn't have the color, but it wasn't his. He was just posting it for a friend, offering it up. It's definitely like 6-figure
Wow.
like
wow.
thing, and that was the best. I've seen a lot of crazy things at the gem show. I was so disappointed last time I was on the podcast. I was a little overwhelmed, and I think the coolest thing I saw that year was like Amylite. Amylite is amazing, and
I know all about the
definitely top
Amylite.
3 best
Mhm.
things I saw, but like getting to know ASO Opal, showing me 6-figure black opals,
Right.
letting me touch them like over a cement ground and stuff.
That's trust.
But,
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
oh
Totally.
yeah,
And anxiety.
We went to the Ocean View mine the other day, and we were talking to Brian Bussey from what is this called?
Where they
Prospectors or whatever.
where they go, Modern Prospectors. Is
Yeah,
that it?
I don't know.
No.
He's an old friend of mine. He actually used to vend at our booth. Brian Bussey, the aquamarine guy. And he told me somebody handed him a sheet of diamonds, just these giant diamonds, one of a kind, just a sheet, absolutely priceless. And he's like, why did you hand this to me? You know,
To see what you would do.
Yeah, that Brian Bussey does Mount Antero.
yeah, Mount Terrell. I would love to go up there, but I am not fit enough.
Huh, I'm definitely not fit enough.
Yeah, like you gotta have to get like, I
Yeah.
don't think even
Oxygen is the word
Yeah.
you're looking for.
Everest gear.
Yeah, oxygen, a helicopter, and some way to lower my butt down onto the ground.
I think it's a couple $100 and you get to mine. The season is based around the snow on the mountain. I think it ends in September and opens in May or June.
That sounds
You get
right.
to go find aquamarines. Like it pays for itself. Aquamarines are such a buzzstone right now that a single piece of Antero, where like a piece of Vietnamese this big, maybe $40-$50, depending on quality. But at Mount Antero, you're looking at thousands. depending on
Wow.
quality.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been on my bucket list forever. I love
You can
Colorado.
make it. I'll watch. You can tell me all about it. I'll get
Yeah,
some
he can
footage
do it.
when
Yeah.
you come down if you hold your hand out.
I actually have a buddy that did that, and he found some really, really nice aquamarine. So I'm gonna after seeing the ones he sent me pictures of, I'm like, okay, we need to do this. Like, we need to make this happen. It's only like a 9-hour drive from Montana.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And you
It's
should
not that
go.
That's not bad.
You should go in. Well, I guess don't wait till August because it'll be cold up there. But they have they call it Pioneer Days or Gold Rush Days. It's like just an old time festival. And so you could get cool footage there, and you can dress up like an old prospector or something. And
I would be
incorporate that
so
in the video.
glad to
Hello,
do that.
Mr. Pocket.
Play down at the festival with my good friend Carson. He's a great all-time fiddle player, and we
Oh,
would
cool.
go down
cool.
there trying to look for rocks, and then end up staying for the festival. And there's a sweet bridge that you can actually sleep under for free on the way up the right outside the park. There's a walking trail, and under the bridge is you can sleep there for free, right next to the water.
Become a troll.
I like it.
I was looking at the joke. I just,
I'm gonna
Every time
Just
I'm
throw up
in,
a hammock.
I'm going to go back to this year's. I'm going to kind of jump backwards here a minute. I heard somebody say the A word, Amalite,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to mention any names, but I was kind of awestruck by some videos that I've been watching of the collecting and the working of Amalite, and so my most recent, other than the fire agates, was I was able to buy some Amalite or Ammonites, hence getting the Amalite rough. And I'm studying some videos so that I can.
why not mention names? Go
Yeah. It's that
Do it.
Theo guy.
on.
I think I know who he's talking about.
Yeah,
I happen to
exactly.
know a
But
person that
I got
works
some
with him.
nice, really nice stuff, and it's his, it's as cool, every bit as cool as Opal and Fire Agate. And I think honestly, they're all three on the same level as far as beauty and what they, in my opinion, that is, and I'm sure
Yeah.
people have other opinions, but that's something else that I probably should have mentioned, that when I heard that name mentioned a minute ago, I'm like, oh, what about the stuff I got? Yes.
Oh, cool.
Man, yeah, you're just hitting on all of the rocks that I love because I'm a fire
know,
agate
yeah,
addict as well,
exactly.
and Amalite. It's
I
like,
want to make a triplet. I mean, a doublet of Amalite under rutile.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
so I saw this dude online who was taking like polychrome glass
Right.
and then putting that over rutile, and it looks great. And opals would look good, but the price for the opals that you'd have to get to
Right.
get that surface area. And abalone is cool, but I don't like messing with shells too much because they're kind of gross.
If you had super good clarity, if you had
I love
su-
shells.
if you had super good clarity on your rutile, and it would be a good cap for an Amalite, in my opinion, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't want the rutiles to overtake what's below. But I think there's something to
it'd
what
have
you're
to be a
saying.
rutile worth it to go on top of the emerald.
Right. Right.
My grandpa does it a lot with abalone, and he actually carves great abalone. I'm just always worried that he's not wearing good enough protection.
Be careful.
yeah,
with
that's
that.
some nasty stuff.
I read a story that this shell carving lady was getting paralysis
talking about.
on one side of her
Yeah.
body.
Yep.
Have you heard that story?
Yeah, I've read that same thing. It was from the metals inside of mussel shells because
Yep.
a lot of people don't realize that saltwater and freshwater mussels specifically have like actually a lot of metal inside, and that's where the color inside of the nacre comes from. So when you carve those, you're actually exposing yourself to very, very toxic metals. It's different with abalone. Abalone, the way that it frays naturally. I'm sorry. The way that it frays naturally in its dust form, it's not that it has like a toxicity to it. It's that if you put abalone dust under a microscope, it literally turns into little tiny microscopic hooks. And when you
Oh.
inhale that, it literally stabs into your lungs, and it will never leave your system. So it's some dangerous stuff if you're not wearing like doing it wet, working it with good respiration or a downdraft table, ideally. But it's so pretty. I love me some abalone.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen someone
Yeah.
take Oregon sunstones and actually use that to cap the abalone with, and then have the sunstone polish, and it looks beautiful.
I've seen it with Montana agate too. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That would be
But I actually have a piece of rutile on my shelf back here that I haven't finished. It's been on my to-do list for several years now, but it's a piece of rutile quartz, but the face of it I left natural, and then polished the sides of it, and then it's backed with basanite, so you can actually really see the rutile in the quartz. I feel like that backing with like abalone might take away from the rutile. I think I could be wrong, but I think you want to be able to have something darker in the background to help showcase it and make it really pop. Again, I could be wrong.
I wouldn't want to ruin the rutile, but and on the other side of that coin, if it was going to go over a piece of amylite, I would want a super clear rutile with not a lot of rutiles in it. So yeah, I think there's probably a magic stone out there somewhere, but that's kind of a great idea, actually.
Would you want to
that
do
could be
gold or silver
really cool.
rutile?
I'm sorry?
Would you want to do gold or silver rutile? Because there's like the different.
I think over amylite, it would be gold.
And then there's red and there's green.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a video coming out at the Tucson show of a gentleman named Muhammad at Kino who sells green rutile for $20 a kilo. That is ridiculous.
Whoa.
And I have information
Wow.
in the video. And it's really cool. He says it's pretty new. It's coming from Africa, I believe. And he mines a lot of African minerals while he's actually looking for metals. And he just got into the scene from already being there. And
Right.
That's cool.
But, yeah, the green's pretty cool and cheap right now. I think Brazilian rutile, red, gold, and silver, I see are going for about $150 a kilo. You got lucky and got a kilo for $100 bucks.
Yes.
But that was like last day.
Thank you, buddy.
Last day. But so $20 a kilo is pretty crazy.
Heck yeah.
That's
Definitely.
a steal. Well, I guess that leaves my question. So, several weeks ago, I had gotten the big bad bug that has been plaguing us since 2020. Dodged it for 2 years, and the universe was like, "It's your time to shine." So I was stuck at home and watching more YouTube channels and videos more often than usual because I had nothing really else better to do, and came across a live of David at the show that was down in Tucson. First of all, I want to thank you, David, for all the shout outs that you did. It was nice to hang out with you while you're going out checking all the vendors, but you're also like one of the nicest and most talkable person, and you can just go up to anyone and just talk. I wish I had that kind of personality trait. Like I feel like if I were to be hanging out, I'd be like Jay and Silent Bob. I'd be Silent Bob. And you'd be doing all the talking, which is completely fine. Like I just sit there and be just like in trench coats, yeah. But so for those that have never attended the Tucson show, what's it like? Like not as a vendor or just in general, like what's it like, the atmosphere, the people, the lines, the vendors, like what's kind of your perspective of attending those shows for as long as you have been?
So it changes all the time. It changes throughout the decades. I was talking to Karen, I believe last time I was on here, about how much it's really changed. Prices are always changing. And in fact, Tucson used to be some of the places to get the best deals. And it's starting to not be that way because the prices of the venues are skyrocketing. 22nd Street show, I believe for a 10 by 10 is $10,000. And Kino, my grandma used to pay $1,200 at Kino, which was great. I think it's gone up from there, but so that pushes out a lot of mom and pop. And so it's starting to be less mom and pop. A lot of the passion I used to really experience about people selling their rocks and people being there to talk was mom and pop America. And not that foreigners don't have that passion. I experience that all the time out of Brazil and Mexico and Japan, Russia. They're extremely passionate about their materials, but there's a lot of folks, in America, you can work at Burger King and then be a straight up gem dealer. Like you can be your own artist. You can sell rocks at the world's biggest gem show, where unfortunately in other countries, the miner is disconnected from the manufacturer. The manufacturer is disconnected from the dealer. So the dealer doesn't know what the mine is like, selling a material from Tanzania or whatever, they've never been there. They're fortunate enough, because it's like a caste system almost, fortunate enough to be able to travel to countries and sell the material. They don't have that. So there's almost nothing to talk about. And so it is awesome. I hunt down the passion. You were saying that was nice. You should see, I cut out dozens of clips of getting yelled at and cursed at from filming, because it's almost easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. Had the cops called on me on a live video.
Wow.
Got threatened. This guy was going to take me out back and beat me up at the 22nd Street show. And the cops came, and it was bad news. I had it all and came. I took it down because even though we didn't see eye to eye, for lack of a better way of saying that, I don't want to make him look bad. He's on a famous TV show. And, but so I'm starting to feel a little bit less love. And I think that's because of the lack of mom and pop, which tends to be a big part of the passion. But it is a huge experience. I very rarely can't find something that someone asks me to film there. Almost everything is there. All nations are represented if they have a scene, I can't think of any place in the world except for like Antarctica that has somebody from that country selling the material. And it's incredible. I don't just go there for the stones and stuff. I can film in 2 weeks and be out. I stay because I'll go play music with a bunch of awesome Russian fiddle players, or go play
That's
like
cool.
photo music with awesome Brazilians outside the Motel 6. And it's just a cultural experience outside of just the gem show stuff. The rocks are great, but I stay there for the people more than anything, really. And, if you get friends for life, Karen used to go, I'm sure she has friends to this day from all around the world. Like I get invited to Jaipur. I was supposed to go in June. I might not be able to make it. I never got a driver's license, let alone a passport. But I got friends willing to pick me up from the airport in Jaipur, friends in Hong Kong, friends in Jakarta, friends in Shenzhen. They wanted me and my grandpa to go and host a jade symposium. We don't even carve jade.
That's cool.
Just like come and talk. And I'm like, oh, we'll do it. And it's you gotta go. Even if people complain, they're like, oh, I thought I was gonna have more money this year. Forget that. If you can go. If you run a store, you can literally video something for sale. I'm honest. I when I sell things, I either shop at a flat rate. I did $125 to shop, which was a little bit underpriced because I was working too hard. Most people do a 33% markup if you buy. So you can walk around with your camera if you don't have money. On a Facebook group, one of the bigger ones, like what's all about the rocks, it's like 60,000 people. You can walk around and sell stuff and make money. It's so easy. Don't let money hold you back from going to the gem show. It's one of the biggest and best in the world. It is the biggest and best in the world. They've been trying to move it to Las Vegas, offering vendors free places to stay, free hookups for their RVs. It's never going to move. And Tucson, like Chaco Canyon, used to be a super hub back in, before the conquests and stuff. So it has a huge tradition of trade in Tucson that's always going to be here. It's a vortex for sure. I don't know. Sorry for rambling.
That was the
you're
best
fine.
answer ever.
Yeah, no, seriously.
That's it right
I can go
there.
on and on.
I do have
Yep.
one more small question. How did you meet Jim?
I know what?
He
How'd
gave
you
his
Oh yeah, that's
he
funny.
gave his phone number out, and I told my wife, I said,
Dude,
I want to meet this guy.
I wrote my phone number down on a live video and put it out, and I got hundreds of phone calls. People were like, "What's your email?" and just like giving me PayPal, and I'm sending it back, and I'm like, "Don't be just giving me money." And people calling me all throughout the night. Sometimes not even talk to me, but to talk to my grandma, and she'll talk on the phone for hours. And a couple dozen actually came to see me, but Jim called, said he wasn't sure if he was going to make it.
I was just getting over that bug you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
And he wanted to buy Black Opal. And I have a really good friend. Everybody and their sister wanted me to go talk to Justin, Black Opal Direct.
Yeah.
But he's a busy man. The venue costs $35. Not that it's not worth it, but it's such a prestigious venue that if I'm getting the cops called at me at the TCC and the 22nd Street show, they're gonna hate me.
yeah, he won't make it very long.
I won't make it very far. It's like suit and tie
Yeah.
for a lot of vendors there. They do have regular people go and but the money is to weed out looky loos.
Yeah, it's up here.
Looky loo times 10.
Right.
And so I didn't go see Justin, but I told him my friend Adam Sawicki at ASO Opals, the 22nd Street show. He wanted me to shop for him, buying him like a half a stack worth of Opal. And I'm like, dude, just come.
Oh, I was there for that. I was there for that live. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he came. And that was one of my favorite videos to film because I got to sit over somebody's shoulder and watch an Opal deal, which is not very transparent. Who's gonna let somebody film while they spend $10,000 worth of buying and trading? And Adam will be like, this one's worth it because of this. Adam will take something away from, no, don't get this one, get this one.
Oh yeah, he was very, very helpful.
Yeah,
yes.
It was really transparent. Not nobody. Most people aren't gonna let somebody be over their shoulder with a camera filming a big Opal deal like that. It's just, those people don't, why would they? First of all, if you spend that kind of money, you're usually not the type of person that you want people knowing you're driving around with $10,000 worth of Opals. But Jim was all about it. He did not care at all. And he would say, Adam would suggest something. He'd say why it's good. They'd be like, no, I don't want that. And it was a long video, but that was a blessing. And then, because he's a great, intelligent person, he got me my second favorite video, which was with Ashley from Broken River Mining explaining Boulder Opal.
That was fun.
And yeah,
that was a great
fun.
video.
And I didn't say anything. And so now I realized, man, I just need to shut up and let Jim do all the talking. The Ocean View Paula Chief mine, I said like 3 words.
I'm sorry.
No, that's what I want. I love it. And I love it because I ramble on. I don't have like huge vocabulary and stuff. And I have bad ADHD, which is a blessing in a way. But well,
you heard his compliment to you. You people love you, dude, and you're great at what you do, and you can film any deals I make anytime, and I feel honored to be on your channel, and we'll do some fire agate carving videos, and we'll hopefully promote the business or the industry.
Yeah,
I love it.
So I just put up my phone number, which was awesome. I'm gonna have to change this thing. I had literally every night someone's trying to get to my iCloud from Malaysia. I had one coming in from Indonesia. People trying to get on my it was bad news.
But I don't know why he answered me. And then the next morning, I'm like, I got his number and I texted him. And then I thought, I got up and I said, I want him to go get me some opals. And he just flat, no, dude, you come out. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And I'll tell you, when I showed up, my opinion of the gem show, it was overwhelming. And I'm glad I had a tour guide like Lapidary Dave here to I mean, not only was I escorted directly to the right people, the people, Sawicki, he's helping me pick my rough out, I mean, it was like a first class treatment. And I thought it was just out of this world. And I told him, I'm like, I think I know some other videos we can do. So we haven't slowed down.
Great. Yeah, I don't charge for information ever, ever, ever. If anyone wants to know my opinion on where to get a material, just message me on any video. I go through every single comment. And if you need to find anything, let me know. I have a stack of cards like this. I'm going to be developing an app soon where I will start just a database of every single person at the gem show. I'm going to work with 5 or 6 people. I was under the impression apps were like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but thanks to my sponsor, Cutting Edge Supply, your one-stop shop for all things lapidary and jewelry making tools. They turned me in the right direction. Yeah, right. It's only a matter of time until making an app is like making a Wix page.
Right.
And so I'm going to be putting out a database. I don't charge for information. I charge for expertise. If you want me to sit there for an hour picking through fire agates that cost $1 to find a piece that can make you a $50, $100, $150 stone, that's what I'm charging for. But so he came down. I didn't want his money to shop. It would literally, not only did I want to meet him, but it would have taken me 2 days shopping for $10,000 worth of black opal. If I wasn't just scooping, I'll never do that to somebody. A lot of people do. Like, they're just gonna scoop it, weigh out your weight, and they're out of there. I'll never do that. Which is, I've been blessed. The Guzman family from my Aguas Calientes video sent me home with more than half of their product. And when people contact me to get fire agates, if they want to buy $400, $3 ones, I'm sitting there for 5 hours. Like, if you want to contour carve it over cabbing, make sure it doesn't have the ghost fire in there. I'll make sure.
She actually has me pick the stuff out. But
he helps me out. I'm going to be mailing you 4 folks some fire agates here soon to see what you do with them.
Oh, dude.
Really?
That's cool.
The Guzman family blessed me tremendously. I'm not even asking you to tell people I'm selling them. Just maybe point them into the direction of the video that I made from that family.
I can do that.
Because it
for sure.
Definitely has no sales in the video, but it talks about how that family is actually the original family who the stone was probably discovered thousands of years ago, but by like Aztecs or Mayans, but they brought it to market.
Yeah.
And they brought it to jewelers, and they believe Tasco, and they're like, "What did you paint this with?" They did not believe it's natural. And the family was the originators. The dude has like 6 daughters, and he's fantastic, Mr. Guzman. And absolutely. After I give you the stones, just tell people to watch the video, because there's a card there where you can buy anything from them. I don't need anything.
Right.
But I just want people to watch that video of that family. Is one of the videos I'm proudest of. Because that family is so incredible. And it's one of those stories lost in time about who really brought it to market, because you know how it is, like,
Yeah, and you don't have a way of proving it, but I can tell they're deep rooted in the fire agate industry, and I believe what he says.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about Mexican minerals, there's not too many that are really on the market. There's obsidian, fire agate, fire opal, Royal Imperial jasper.
Some flame agate that there's come from
Mexico.
Mexico.
The agates are from Chihuahua.
Okay.
And they're all really close. There's zero competition between the people. They all work together. They all,
That's beautiful.
So no one's stepping
that's
on
awesome.
toes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for real. And fire agates, for instance, is one of those stones that there's huge room for profit. Like, I have a stone. I wish I had it here. I'll send you a picture right after this, Kyle. A master carver stood at the Guzman's booth, picked through all of his $1 pieces, and made a $250 contour carved piece.
Brought it back.
Wow.
Gave it back to them for free, just to give it back to him.
Oh,
That's
that's
so
so
like,
great.
It was incredible.
In other stones, I won't name any in particular because I don't want to sound rude. There's some stones that are really high end that people get together like that in a different country, and they work together to make sure that the cutter doesn't have enough profit room to not buy the finished product. Like there's a really high end stone out there. Well, there's probably many, but the one I'm talking about is, maybe 10% possibility for if you're charging for what it's worth. Now you can always sell a $50 stone for $500, but this material I'm talking about, which is from somewhere.
You sound like,
Yeah, there's very little room for profit. They work together to make sure that there isn't, so that people are always going to buy the best from that country. And fire agate is not one of those materials. And I wish I was a better fire agate carver. He invited me to his house.
You will be.
And we have a whole series of contour carving videos coming out, sponsored by Diashine and Cutting Edge. But
Diashine is awesome.
The first videos that we're putting out actually uses a set of burrs very similar to Dynashine, where Dynashine might be more than $100 for each burr.
No, the set from Diashine is $250.
Oh, okay.
And that's for 5 wheels. And I think it's actually a little cheaper now. And then the ones that I had migrated to for the cost reasons were these AZ Dents. And they last longer. But it's the Cadillac versus the Rolls Royce. I mean,
the Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota versus the Rolls Royce.
I drive a Toyota.
Rolls Royce. For $50, a Harbor Freight $20 set of burrs and a $9 rotary tool, you can get professional quality contour carving with AZ Dent. And it's so simple. I thought it was something you have to sit there and you do. No, it's instant. He literally gets a polish in maybe 3 or 4 minutes. We timed it. It was about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, I took a stone and said, okay, you see, this is about 600. And I went boop, 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 through the 5 wheels, and it was luster. And you only did half of it.
Yeah.
It's like, it changed. He says
it changed my life. My grandfather's a master sculptor. Unfortunately, I've never sat down and watched him carve stone. I'll send some video you can put up here of my grandpa's work. He is bad to the bone. And I never sat there to see his process. I know he uses Dynashine, but I didn't know that it doesn't take forever. I'm an instant gratification guy.
Yeah, that's because you're grinding, you're cutting turquoise. And
2 minutes, boom, boom, boom.
You're done.
And we're I've always envied agate and jasper people for taking an hour. I'm like, an hour on a stone? No way.
Well, a fire agate can take.
An hour is fast.
Yes, exactly.
And it goes against what I say. I tell people all the time, it took 1,000,000 years to grow. Give it an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes. You don't have to rush. And I am a rusher, unfortunately. But anyway, those fire agate videos are going to be coming out soon. AZ Dent is a product sold on Amazon. If you're into Toyotas, if you're into Rolls Royce, you can Dynashine almost anywhere, but I highly suggest you go to Cutting Edge Supply, your one-stop shop for lapidary tools and door making supplies, and use product code Lapidary Dave in checkout.
There you go.
I don't remember what it does.
Be surprised.
I'm just going to be using code Lapidary Dave everywhere I shop.
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
It used to be 10% off your first purchase, but I think I know it's changed. I don't know what it does anymore.
But try it anyway.
Find out yourself.
Yeah. We'll do it on Amazon. We'll do it through Walmart. Let's just see where this code works.
When I'm trying to buy my coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you call up and Lapidary, I got my discount code Lapidary Dave, and you just hear click, dial code.
But Jim's willing to do it. He has me over at his house, eating his food, using his bathroom, sleeping in his room. Not
my room. Hold on now.
One of his rooms. And besides the videos we've been pumping out, he wants to teach people how to contour carve. And I'm well into lapidary, not the best, but I did not think contour carving could be as easy as it is.
But I think it's really easy to get into in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
And it's really, and I think the thing I wanted to first get across was it can be, you can get into it cheap, but believe me, you've seen my setup. I mean, you dump money into it when it's all said and done, but heck, it's something.
$75 will get you
say $100 and and a few bucks for a piece of rough, and you get to dabble. And it's like the fish, you know, do you take the bait or do you just, never mind, but it's worth trying. And it's worth trying, and it's very satisfying to me. I love it.
The same techniques for fire agate you can use for any stone. Fire agate is just one of the hardest ones to do. Maybe 2 minutes into trying, I was sculpting turquoise, getting the best results that I could ever, better actually than what I was getting before he fixed his lapidary machine and finally got a 280 grit wheel, because he was being a
Made for
weirdo
280.
and jumping from 220 hard to 600 soft. And that guy here.
Yeah, that was a good tip. I'll give you that.
That's rough.
Teach an old dog new tricks.
But, yeah, you can use the same techniques for jade, and everything's just going to be easier than the fire agate. Sorry for rambling, y'all.
No, it's okay.
Good.
Yeah, people like hearing you talk. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you
what
have a
you're
lot
here
of
for.
information to spread.
Yeah,
I
I was
had
gonna say.
this lady messaged me, and she's like, "I love your voice. I'm so attracted to your voice. I don't like the way you look, but I love your voice."
I feel like there was a live though that I was a part of, and I feel like there was one person actually like kind of hitting on you, like saying, "Ask me if you're a single."
Right.
Oh, man.
Well, we were walking out of after I bought those opal, and we walked by this lady, and I looked, and she had some really nice artist, silversmithing, and I go, "You made these?" And she's like, "Yeah, I just got into it." And she goes, "Is that Lapidary Dave?" And I said,
I remember
"Yeah."
that,
And I like, "Hey, Dave!" I yell, "Come back here!" And she was really for being only doing this for a year and a half. She had some beautiful stuff. I think
Yeah,
it's
she
in
did.
that,
She's so much better
Yeah.
than I ever will be.
but it's your voice. Yeah,
I hate it. I'm just getting over laryngitis from having the bug. It was good to me.
Oh, no.
It only took away my voice. My grandma loved it. I couldn't talk more than a whisper. And I'm on the phone like 24/7. So she loved that I couldn't talk. She thought it was a sympathetic illness. that my inner me, the holy I am, was saying my words are just spewing out of my mouth, and that I need them to mean something more. So I need to talk less. And that's why she said I got laryngitis.
there you go. Well, she's a wise woman.
But also, I think the book she read it from, that also says like foot fungus is from like not appreciating your father or something.
Oh my God.
So like it had a long list of sympathetic disease.
Wow.
Or like fungus in general, or it's like this yeast and that.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Oh
we
boy.
could go on.
Yeah, we'll hold off on that.
Well, thank you everyone for your questions and your answers. We can go into show and tell now.
Right? Quick, change it.
So
Well,
David and Jim.
I wish that, as far as me, I wish that I could have, after going through this with you all, I wish I would have brought some of my prime geode pieces and
You can
more
come
fire
back.
agate, but I think we sent you a picture of the one piece, my necklace I have here. But
I took a picture. I didn't send it.
oh, okay.
I'll send
You
it
can
right
come
now,
back,
right
too.
now.
Yeah, you guys are always
Yeah.
welcome
Sweet
back.
Jim, you can
Yeah,
come
you're
back.
always,
Right, great. There you go. That's kind of
that's
kind of
cool.
gives you an
Good
idea
color.
of
I'm
what
loving
I've
that
done.
purple. Look at
I was gonna say
that.
that purple just jumps.
Cow.
Yeah, and out in
Oh,
the
it's
sun. I mean,
beautiful.
we're in a garage, but yeah, it's
That's testimony to its color right there.
there you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful
that's so cool.
job.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is
Mhm.
elegant. I love that
Yep.
material so much. I think I just pulled a Theo there. I love it so much.
I love it so much. I say that about like 90 different rocks. And I love it so much. It's my favorite. It's like, oh, what about this one? Yeah, that's
Totally.
it's also
Yep,
my
that
favorite.
one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like them all.
So turn
Is it a rock? I love it.
Yeah, I like watching you, Theo, and you've really got me looking at that amylite. I can tell you that. I have projects to come with that stuff. So
It's some magical stuff. It's like
It really
fossilized
is.
fire agate.
Legendary.
It's so cool.
I saw some pendants at the Gem Mall. In the showroom of the Gem Mall, they were going for like $140,000.
Of Amalite.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Amalite's expensive.
24 karat gold Supreme pieces.
Right.
They were, I believe some people coat them. I don't know. But these were like capped with like really nice quartz. The polish was spectacular. Lots and lots and lots of gold. And they had some down at the $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 range, but they had some.
Oh, heck, we'll take 3 of them.
Yeah, that's
No, I get much more, rather than throwing money at something like that, I get more satisfaction out of,
I was so scared
making
to
it.
film them that I lied. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, my nephew loves Amalettes. And I got to send him a video. When I'm scared, I won't use a gimbal and I just hold the phone. This way I look like a tourist.
What is this?
Because it's not a joke. I did get the cops called on me and almost beat up this year at 26.
Ooh, yeah,
Yikes.
not
man.
good.
It was,
Cool.
Sorry to
I'll
hear
send
that.
you guys a link if you want to see the private videos.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Please do.
I'm going to leave that for a $500 Patreon.
There you go.
Right.
There you
The
go.
highest level.
That's the
Ruin my
platinum tier.
career for $500.
You never know though. Sometimes that might end up being your million view video, and just
I would. It makes the person look looks way worse than me. And people are running up to me and they're like trying to get in my face, like, "How do you like being filmed?" And I'm like, "Make sure to subscribe to Lapidary Dave."
he loves it.
Tips, giveaways, artist interviews, field trips, vloggings, much, much more.
and now they can't post that video because
You're
it's a
not
plug.
gonna-
Yeah,
I don't think
totally.
I don't think any of you are afraid of cameras, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So David, what's your show and tell?
So I got this, and it is nausea. I do like to make nauseas. I make lots of nauseas. Most of the ones I make are either tufa or sand casted. This one, however, I did not make, and I will send you better pictures of these. Boom.
Well, you're fast with that phone, I'll tell you.
And
I just got a thumbs up. That was quick.
yeah, sorry, I actually clicked on it. And so I actually didn't make this one, and the deal was too good. I'm always buying nauseas. When they are mass produced in like the Philippines or Taiwan, I'll actually sandcast them and copy the thing. But I don't do that to people who were originally designing them. And I don't do that because, and in fact, I don't even film Native American jewelry because just for my video, and I know for a fact, there's a gentleman in Rajasthan who watches my videos and for ideas. And back in the
Yeah.
day, it would be like a photograph you mailed to Bali or to Taiwan, Hong Kong to copy. Now they can just watch a video.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be specs. They just watch the video. And so this one I bought. And what's funny is I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy myself a cool nausea. I was in Kino. My friend took me to this dude who ran a shop called Buffalo Dancer. And I bought the nausea. Look at the card. And the dude's from Taos, New Mexico. So I waited to go to Tucson to buy a nausea I could have bought any day. Like he's my neighbor. So I was like, man, I'm not going to take it back. But and the bench beads, even though they look like they're Dene, Hopi or Zuni, they're actually Tasco. So Tasco is Mexican and it's 80% silver over coin in America that a lot of Dene, Hopi, Zuni use is 90. Sometimes you use sterling and then patina, but the 80 takes a great, nasty, grimy patina, which I love.
Yeah.
These are paper thin, maybe 22 gauge, like wafer thin. If I step on them, they are destroyed. But actually, a gentleman recognized me from YouTube and gave me a great deal on the beads.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And I can't pull off a lot of jewelry. I don't wear anything I wear. I wish I could wear rings. It doesn't feel good to me. I don't think I have a look. I dress up like a Pokemon trainer. And so
I was gonna call you-
can't pull off a lot of jewelry. The nauseas, I think the nauseas work.
I was gonna say something about
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
you're
gonna say anything.
beautiful.
I was like,
Gorgeous.
first thing came to mind was
Almost
Ash
beautiful.
Ketchum. I'm like,
Right?
But if yeah, let me see. Oh man, the chain is actually stuck in my hair.
Yeah.
No, I hate that.
I got to show you
I
guys.
hate when
worst.
that happens.
This
Yeah.
one, this is coin.
Well, when I have hair.
Right.
Probably like impossible
Right.
to see, but this tall mark up there, it says coin, so it's most likely dimes,
wow.
American dimes.
Oh, that made the silver
Yeah.
came from.
Yeah, you can see. I'll take a picture and send it to you, Kyle, so you can throw it up there.
See?
But yeah, coins is
Awesome.
cool. Melting down the old coin of the realm,
yeah, it's still pretty cool.
Very.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
awesome.
and yeah, that's what I show and tell. And I would wear my own nauseous, but like wearing jewelry is one of the easiest ways to sell jewelry. So if someone's like, "Oh, I like your nausea," or they call it a squash blossom, even though it's not a squash blossom, it's a nausea. Squash blossoms are usually what they call the things that come off the side. I'm like, yeah, well, it's here. I'll give it to you for $500, $600. And they're like, really? Oh my God. It's $1,200 in the plaza in Santa Fe. I'm like, "Well,
So,
do this.
by chance, like,
And actually the nausea is what I love about them the most is its old history. So this symbol is actually an African symbol. And when the Moors took over Spain, and I believe the 1100s or the 1200s, 13th century, 12th century, this symbol actually went to Spain, and it was usually worn on horses, I believe. It was like a horse talisman. They put on the horses to protect them. And then
That's fitting for you.
donkey. And so then it went to Spain. When Spain came over and did their thing in America, got adopted by the Native Americans, and kind of the history's been lost a little bit. And
There's a photo.
yeah, that's his like stock image when he leaves the video chat.
I love it.
But actually, squash blossoms aren't squash blossoms either. They're actually pomegranate flowers found in the Middle East, I believe, or wherever pomegranates are from in Africa. And the same thing. They came over here. People are like, what is that? Oh, it's a squash blossom. Supposedly from the stories I hear in Santa Fe and Albuquerque and Dallas, they're pomegranate flowers, lost in time. What is it? Oh, it's squash blossom. Yeah. That's not what
cool.
the blossoms look like.
That's so interesting.
That is.
Yeah.
Yep.
super cool.
The nausea story.
Well, thank you for you
Could be
guys.
completely wrong, by the way.
Yeah,
But it's a great story.
Yeah, no, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I used to go see Forrest Finn. Have you ever heard of that guy?
Yeah, sadly he passed.
Yeah, I used to go see him in Santa Fe, and I used to chat with him for hours. And this dude is genius. So he had a treasure,
Someone
and he
found it.
sold treasure maps, and he sold a lot of them. And I would tell people, I'm like, man, how do you make $1 million? You have a treasure. You take a picture of what the treasure is, or you talk about it. You sell treasure maps. When you make twice as much money as the treasure's worth, that's when you put it out there.
Oh God.
So like you can set it up.
And
I have $1 million ideas. I got
You're too honest to do that though. I've seen you in action.
I used to be able to sit down and just come up with them. Boom.
I remember you were talking about this last time you were on.
Oh yeah, the Forrest Finn treasure.
Mhm.
Yeah, the gentleman did pass away though. He was awesome.
Yeah.
His
someone-
rock shop is still there in the plaza in Santa Fe. It's probably the best rock shop in New Mexico.
Cool.
good enough. Remember in the area.
That is.
If you are, you better let me know. Taking you out. We're going dancing.
Oh, don't worry. I'll let you know when I'm
Dancing,
down
baby.
there.
Dancing.
Like I said, I'm
We're
gonna
going
dress
honky
up.
tonkin'.
I'll dress up like Silent Bob. Call it good. Backwards hat. But yeah, thanks guys for your show and tell.
Beautiful.
And now we can go on to Karen.
Karen.
All right. Well, first of all, we've been working on this thing for months now.
Yes,
and
we have.
you can't see this, but actually you kind of can.
You kind of
Yeah, you
can
kinda
actually.
can.
What? Okay.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's an iris. And this one's from Theo originally. And he sent this out to make sure that Karen had a Montana iris agate. And so it was already cut, and I did some polishing on it, and there's going to be a wonderful shot that Kyle will send up. And Karen went down such a massive rabbit hole with the whole iris agate thing. Before this box came to me, I actually somehow found a piece of iris agate in my own collection that, had been hanging
Hiding
around.
there.
Yep, it was a slab, and it was in a stack of slabs that we had gotten from a tiny little rock shop in Mitchell, Oregon. Wonderful place. If you're in Mitchell, stop at the rock shop. And I think Steve had selected this agate, and I hadn't looked at it, and I, held it up and, and so then I was like, okay, well, I probably have some agates in my own collection that contain the beauty. And so I started going through the limb casts, because that is something that mythically is supposed to contain the iris. And so I started going through the limb casts. Y'all, for the podcast, have seen one of them already. And lo and behold, I thought maybe this green limb cast might contain some iris agate as well. And that is the interior after I cut it. And it turned out having a really cool druzy pocket, very pretty. And so here is the slab from that. And so, druzy pocket, and this is petrified wood over here, green, just like it's rind. And I got it about, I would say this is about 3 or 2.5 millimeters. Actually, I have my calipers right there. I should probably sprack them out, but so anybody care to guess whether or not this has iris in it?
Yes.
It has to have it, because you wouldn't be showing it.
Exactly.
No, I'm only kidding. that was just the way my brain works. Does it though?
He knows me pretty good. You have to watch the video.
That's how it works. Okay.
And I thought, what would be really interesting is to throw this guy underneath the microscope. For one thing, I was really interested in the crystalline makeup that would be the diffractive element, first of all, but also interested in this petrified wood that was in there. And so Kyle's going to throw up the sexy shot of the petrified wood that is in this, and it is absolutely perfectly suspended. And so you can see some really nice cellular action, and some what appears to me to be some of the cells from the growth rings. And so, it makes a lot of sense. This is going to be a cross section.
Oh, that's so
Cool.
Right. And so we've got some growth rings.
Yay.
So that's my show and tell. Thank you.
That is so cool.
Thank
You're winning so far.
Definitely.
Fun.
So, Kurt, what you got?
All right. So, surprise, but it's also an iris agate.
No way.
I got this Montana agate in a rock trade about a year ago, and
Not for me.
I've not from Theo, but I was curious after Theo and Karen kept going back and forth talking about iris agates. It got
For
me
like
thinking. I was
3
like,
months.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if it's an iris agate. And so I cut the first slab I cut. It was cutting even, and then all of a sudden it went from 1/8 to about 5/16 thick, which you can still see an iris color to it. But then I went ahead and cut about a 1/16 to
There
an
you
eighth of an
go.
inch.
Yeah.
And this one, you don't see, it's not polished. It's just rough cut. But let me put this light. See if y'all can see any of those rainbow.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
send Kyle.
There it is. You got a little
Uh,
glimpse.
There
Yep.
it is.
Yeah, I'll send Kyle a video to throw up. But for y'all, since I didn't send previous videos, this one is definitely an iris, and the whole thing's an iris. But I'll be cutting more pieces out of it, and this one is an iris as well, even though it's pretty thick. But you can still see some nice colors in there once you get it at the right angle with the right sun lighting, and so forth. So those make some pretty cool pieces of jewelry.
Nice.
Is there a way to
Dude.
predict? Is there an angle? Can you look at a rough piece of Montana and know which way to cut it to have the best chance?
I can, but that's just because I've failed so many times while trying. I've destroyed and murdered so many Montana agates in the hunt for iris that I can do it now. Actually, in my video Saturday, it's all about iris agates, like 100% about iris agates, and I talk
Cool.
a lot. I go into detail on what specifically you want to see in your raw, because there are some agates I can look at and know that will probably never show any color whatsoever. But there's also some agates that you can see and just know before you even touch a saw to it that this is going to have some rainbow inside. Now you never know what degree until you get inside of it, but yeah, there's some that you can tell beforehand.
I
Is it
forgot
the-
to mention. Oh, I'm sorry. Really
I was
quick.
just
I
gonna
forgot to
ask if it was
mention.
the density of the water lines that gives you your clues.
It's more of the color and the, believe it or not, opacity that is a good tip off. So sometimes you find agates in Montana that are like really white. There's like a white band at the top, and they slowly get more transparent as they radiate
Right.
down. That is what you want to be looking for, is
Got it.
because usually a lot of people think it's clear banding that causes iris, but it's actually kind of cloudy banding, tightly banded agates that cause the light diffraction. Because it's not clear, therefore the light isn't passing straight through it. It gets diffused a little bit broader, which is what causes the rainbow. Sorry,
So-
Karen, I'm killing you.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, this collab that we did. He's releasing on Saturday. I'm releasing on Sunday, and my video has a bunch of the science in it, and so you can see the way that the parallax and the banding is set up so that so that the rainbows happen. So
That's
that
a
might help
Dr.
you see it
Seuss
too.
book, right?
Yes.
You have
Absolutely.
you have a lot of pictures in that book. That's
That's so cool.
There'll be lots of rainbows.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a lot of it, and unfortunately, I've cut a few, but most of the stuff I bought, and but I'm still gonna make my way to Montana, and I have.
Come on up.
Oh, you bet, brother.
Bozeman.
Kurt, did you have anything to add
Well,
on to your show and tell?
I didn't, but I also had a question for Theo real quick.
What's
So
up?
with the Montana agates, have you ever seen like whenever they're cut really thin and there's a bunch of, think you can see this, but when there's a lot of tiny banding going on, there's also like an orange chatoyancy that it has next to
That
the
is parallax.
iris. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That is the parallax, and I talk
Okay.
about a bit about parallax in my video. Parallax is actually usually a really good tip off that there might be some iris inside. It's
Okay.
a different thing from iris, but when you get parallax super thin, like a millimeter,
It's
like
really
paper
freaking
thin,
beautiful.
you can find iris inside of the parallax, and those
Oh,
are
wow.
so cool. They're just a nightmare to
Well-
work with, because you're going to be, not have fingertips by the time you're done polishing them.
I'm gonna try and cut this thinner.
Yeah, parallax is some really cool stuff in Montana agates. Yeah, Karen goes into the science. I talk a little tiny bit about the science, but mostly our goal was what to look for when it comes to rough. And I think we did pretty good.
We did.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh wait, here, I'm going to go into the chat so I can see where I'm trying to make Kyle's job easier by going in order, but I don't remember what order I sent him the picture. Y'all, one
first
sec.
of all, thank you, Kurt, for your show and tell.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
That was beautiful, and that's a screamer of an iris. I love the,
Yeah, I was-
the way that
I
it
was
like
looking at
works
it.
away in the brand. Yeah.
I didn't realize there was like there's water banding in. So like there's the agate, the rainbow band, and then there's the quartz pocket, and then there's like a waterline agate in the middle of the quartz. It's kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Feel,
yeah. It's the cool thing about Montana agates is you'll cut them, they'll get a big quartz ring, and then there's another agate inside of like another
Mhm.
agate pocket inside of the quartz. Those are always fun to cut. Okay,
Not,
so
not, not to shift gears too far, but some of my favorite geodes are a geode within a geode or multiple geodes within one. And
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That sounds awesome.
You'll cut into it, and there'll be druzy and all your, what you're looking for. And then right in the middle is another ball, another geode inside of it.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Okay, so first off, I mentioned this, I think 2 episodes ago, was the big agate that we referred to as a baked potato. And I think Kyle literally put up a picture of a baked potato
I did.
instead of showing the agate, because I forgot to bring it for show and tell. And yeah, that's a super nice. It's got some really good moss in there. That's going to be a nice cutter. I'm very excited to get inside of it. It's got some really nice bands on the end there that I doubt are going to show at all because my phone sucks and Zoom really, really likes to pixelate things. But yeah, that's a good handful potato agate.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be so pretty inside. So, all right. I brought 3 of the iris agates that I got from our collab, which is, should we talk about it now or should we just like leave it at that? We collabed and people should go watch it tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Karen wanted iris. So I sent her agates to cut and she found her own iris before the box arrived. So, which is hilarious to me, but yeah.
That's me around Christmas time. I'll go find my own present before opening the rest.
Pretty
Perfect.
much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we cut a bunch of agates. I think they're not huge because again, I'm cutting on a tile saw, so I've got like 3 inches of clearance, which means my cutting of capability is very limited at the shop. So we got a bunch of slabs. I think I counted 78 total, and
Wow.
seriously, like 70% of them had iris to some degree. I was so
Wow.
happy.
Awesome.
We had
Congrats.
a really good turnaround, and this one is one of my favorites. It's going to be really hard to show, so I don't think I should even try. I mean, I'll give it a shot. We'll see. If I put it back here, maybe. The problem is I think that the light can't get far away enough.
I can see some rainbowness to it.
It's just washing out is the problem. Yeah. Ah,
Try to
I'm
put it
trying-
below.
I think I saw.
that's what I was trying to do. Darn you.
I see some rainbow action going, like reflecting off your glasses. Maybe.
Is that the way to do it?
Yeah.
It's just like
Look into his glasses. Yes.
well, this one is super cool. It's so frustrating too because I can't get it to show on the camera, but it's literally so like vibrant that it's rainbowing through the light from my phone right now. Anyway, so this one has iris all the way from the top to the bottom. There's a really, really bold band right at the top, but it literally like all of the fine banding in between has iris, and it's so pretty. And you guys are all seeing pictures and video of that right now. This one is a perfect example of why iris are so frustrating, because you never ever can predict what they're going to look like. Like usually you can kind of get a good idea, but there's always times, and this happened in the video, where an agate looks perfect for iris, you cut it and it has nothing. And then there's also agates that show no signs whatsoever that they should in any way have iris, and then they're absolutely incredible iris like this one right here, which has some of the most
That one
vivid color
is
I've ever seen. This one's so cool.
Crazy.
And it is
Ah,
a
beautiful.
super oddball because usually iris agates do not, Montana iris agates do not have this level of moss inside. Like this, if I get them both up really close, this is a very typical iris agate. It's pretty clear. There's a lot of fine banding in there. This is just weird. Like it's a very stereotype Montana agate, but you usually never
It's
see
beautiful.
an iris with moss like that. And then this one is crazy. Really want to try to show the color on this one because this is just otherworldly bright. Here, maybe if we.
Oh,
I
you
see
got
it.
it.
I see it.
You got it. You
I
got
see
it.
There you go. Good job.
This
it.
one's
Yeah.
It's so vibrant. This one's insane. And we got this one super thin. Actually, Karen, the one you just showed is this one's twin.
Oh,
This came from
yeah.
the same rock. So if you go
Yeah,
even
it's-
thinner, you can get that like crazy electric color, which I know you already have. These
It's
things
crazy,
are crazy.
electric. Yeah. Man. The
And-
problem. I think the problem with. I'm so go ahead.
Doing.
No, you first.
I was just going to say that the problem with polishing and cutting these down to get thin enough is that you keep on playing with it. It takes forever because you keep on going, oh,
And you're like, oh my gosh.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the thinner you go, the more vibrant the color gets, and then the more polish you achieve, the brighter and more vibrant. Like the colors shift from pastel to just neon, and it's crazy, and it's so distracting. Like this one is flashing like crazy for me right now, and I've been playing with it this whole time off frame.
Distractions.
Don't drop it.
Yeah. It's paper thin though. Like I hope that I can accurately
Yep.
describe how thin this thing is.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
1.2.
Yeah.
drop it.
I hear the best way to get super thin iris agates is to use a Richardson high-speed grinder, which if you know what those are, that just sounds scary. Holding
does
something
sound
so
scary.
thin on this machine that spins twice as fast without water, that is known for cutting people's fingers all the time.
Oh
So
yeah, that
if you
sounds
do it-
terrifying.
I've seen it. Actually, I've seen the results. It's crazy. You take a piece of tape, you make a handle for the agate like that, and then you hold that on the Richardson, and
Oh, okay.
they can get it so super thin that way.
Oh
It takes
man.
a lot of time. You can't let it heat up because then the adhesive will
The
come
glue
off
will come off,
and it'll
right?
fly away. But supposedly that's to get like under a millimeter and
Yep.
use a Richardson. So if you have a friend that has a Richardson high-speed grinder, folks,
I think
check
that
it out.
technique would work
Jared.
on anything, you know, that ability to hold it
Yeah.
like that.
Well, why would you want almost anything else that thin? You
Right,
know?
well, that's true. Well, I mean, other types of polishers is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
It's late. This kid needs to go to bed.
Oh,
We're
man.
almost done.
Hey, don't rush.
No rush. No rush.
But-
Sorry, I have the ADHD.
Oh, no worries.
None of my
I
mind.
think we all may have a little bit of that.
Probably. Yeah.
I know I do.
Well, thank you, Theo, for your show and tell.
Yes.
And that just leaves
Yes.
me. I just have one little rock here. I got from Kurt, and did a video this week. It was between this or doing a Fire Obsidian video, and I just went with this a little piece of yellow cat agate.
Dude,
What-
so
I've said
pretty.
once,
Wait,
I'll say it again. You get some of the best polish on YouTube.
He's a wizard, dude.
Yes, he is.
I speak to the rocks, and they speak me back.
Beautiful.
He's a wizard.
But this the yellow cat. Kurt, you said is a petrified wood, right?
Yeah, it's like it's Utah's version of Arizona's rainbow wood.
That's what I was gonna say. Isn't that Arizona wood there?
Yeah, no, this is Utah, and
Oh.
Eastern Utah.
I thought it was kind of funny. I didn't realize this until after the fact, but it looked like a fish. So you got the yellow eye there, got a mouth, and then a little tail back here.
Yeah.
Just
It is
Piranha.
a fish. There you go.
just the way the
Beautiful.
cookie crumbled there. But I thought it would be really cool to kind of show the well, I would say cool, but more of a learning tactic of the importance of checking your work in between stages before going on to the next step. Because I've heard people say that the trick is in the polishing compound, and it's not. The trick is actually in the standing stages themselves and
And how you
taking
do
the
it.
time, having an eye for detail.
100%.
Yeah, that's where the trick's at, is in those standing stages and taking that time. Because I've taught classes before where someone had just like rushed through and they were happy with the product, and that's great. If they're happy with it, that's cool. But for me, like I don't want to see those scratches like sitting on a shelf. Because I still have some like old Thunder rigs that I polished like when I was first like getting into things, and they're not the best polish. And at some point I'll probably have to go through and resand it and refinish them so it can actually be shelf worthy. Because right now, like if I go to the shelf and I look at something I polished a long time ago when I was first getting into it, it bugs me a little bit. I'm like, I'll have to redo this. But
I have this list I want to give you, and you can put it in the community tab here. And it's this old, like from the 50s list of compounds and what to use on the compounds. For instance, agate, cerium oxide on canvas, alabaster, tin oxide on leather, spinel, tin on leather. And it's a huge list. It's stained with age and macaroni and cheese. But yeah, I'll send that to you to put on here or wherever you want to do it. It might help you even. Like most people don't even think about using cork anymore. There's some old timer secrets on that list.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that is.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
that
I
is-
found it on Facebook.
we can definitely share it to the community tab.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Thank
I wish
you.
I could like credit the person who found it in some old lapidary journal, but I don't even. It's gone. I don't know. I've looked for it to credit them.
Well, you have the picture though.
Yeah, and if someone's like, "Hey, that's my picture," well, then you can put their name in the.
Right.
Yeah, be more than happy to.
You're not claiming the writing it. You're just claiming having it and good information.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's great to share that
There's
stuff.
some weird stuff you wouldn't even think of.
Right.
I think that falls under fair use.
Yeah, like even or like wood, like using boxwood.
I use wood all the time in polishing my fire agates.
Really?
I'll mount up a dowel.
Skewers.
Impregnate,
I've done that before.
impregnate the wood with some diamond, and
Oh yeah.
it's doable.
Except I didn't use diamond. I got creative and I took wooden dowel
Uh-huh.
and I put some super glue on there and I just dipped it in tumbling media.
Oh, there you go. Right.
Silicon carbide.
Yeah, and it worked. I mean, it wasn't the best for what I was doing, but like I was trying to carve, do carving, and I wanted to polish up the inside of some eye sockets. And I'm like, what can I use? I don't have any like proper bits, and so I just rounded down end of a wooden dowel, and I just used the various tumbling media for tumbling, and it worked for what I needed to do. I'm like, huh.
I was gonna say, I bet it probably worked really well.
Oh, yeah.
It did, surprisingly.
You don't see a lot of silicon carbide burrs. You see tin oxide, aluminum oxide all the time.
No, so I was just play around with what you got and see what you can do.
Yeah. Skewers, bamboo skewers are awesome. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. And they're cheap enough. You can go ahead and have one for every single diamond mesh you have, in your drawer. So yeah, just make your own points. And dowels are nice because then you can shape them any way that you need. Like if you need
Exactly.
a disc, this flying saucer shape, if you like any of that. That's I got
butterfly.
into, yes, exactly. And be as creative as you want.
Yeah.
Well, now that we're getting into creativity, let's go and get down into words of wisdom.
Yeah. You guys have some, David?
Ooh. Keep on rocking. That's and teach the young. I don't know. I've met the best people rock hounding, fishing, and golfing. And that's my words of wisdom. Keep them off the streets, get them trained and interested in rocks or whatever. But yeah, I'm all about growing the industry and getting the young people involved.
I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Oh man, what's your words of wisdom, brother?
How about when it comes to buying stones from people, it's better to make a friend for a lifetime than to save a couple dollars on a deal.
That's a good one.
That
That's
is,
a- that's a good one.
Really
that
good
is
one.
solid. Yes. Love it. I think mine is don't drink a blueberry smoothie before you video yourself or appearing on a podcast.
Oh no!
Nonsense.
Is it the gas?
No.
Oh, it's the
Right.
Oh boy.
I'm just
What's
kidding.
that? Okay. That's it, really. How about you, Kurt?
Well, I'll do something similar to from last week.
The take.
You almost did. Just sprayed everywhere. Well, normally, you like have your little metaphor like that, and then you extrapolate. So I was waiting for the extrapolation. You're like, yeah, that's it.
No. Sorry, Kurt. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say I'll do something similar to last week's words of wisdom, but be nice, be happy, and share the love of rock hounding.
There you go.
Simple
brother.
as that.
Thumbs up.
Short and sweet. I like it.
And rock on.
Rock on.
Mine, I think, would be tenacity is your best tool. And I'm talking about this specifically when referring to iris agate. So when I started my iris journey like 5 years ago, I had no freaking clue what I was doing. I just knew that they were in Montana agates. So I literally set out to just figure out, like, cut enough agates that I would finally know what I'm looking at. And I will be 100% honest that I murdered hundreds of agates in the process. Of course, they were all like the smaller ones, like about that big. So it wasn't like all that harm done, but I murdered a lot of very potentially good Caber agates because they have to be so thin that they're kind of useless after you're if it doesn't have iris, it's not like it's thick enough that you can make a cab or something like that. Like you can do the electroforming and make some cool pendants, but I don't have an electroformer, so I just have a bunch of giant pile of Montana agate slabs.
And that directly correlates to fire agate. Same thing.
Yeah.
Tenacious. You can start cheap, but just don't give up. If you want to reach master carver level, it's going to take a long time, and you got to be after it. Got to want it.
Exactly. Just don't stop doing it. If I had gave up after my first 4 batches when I didn't get any color, I would not have ever finally figured out how to narrow it down. I got color on one, and I studied the heck out of that rock and the cutoffs because I always made sure to leave an end raw so that I could study the ones that I actually got color on. And then we kind of narrowed it down a little bit, and then we cut more, got 2 pieces of rainbow, and then we narrowed it down more, and so on until the last one where pretty much that whole tumbler batch was iris. So just keep at it. Failure is just the first step of learning.
Well put.
Yes, definitely.
That was a twofer. I got tenacity is your best tool, and failure is the first step of learning. Man, I haven't done a twofer.
That's well put. Like I said, great.
Yep.
Well, thank you everyone for your words of wisdom. I think mine's gonna. First of all, I want to say go subscribe to Lapidary Dave if you're not already, and then Sweet Jim, start making a YouTube channel. Just
Yes.
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
waste.
I really plan on it. I want it to be meaningful, and I'm not trying to get any fame or anything. I would be more interested in the teaching aspect of it, and for now, I'm going to ride his coattails.
I bug him every day.
He does.
And he's like, I don't want to be competition.
I don't-
No,
I'm
there's
not-
no competition. It's a community.
Right.
It
Yes, it
is.
is.
It is.
That's
That's
it.
Maybe if we
community.
were eating pizza in a bathtub, then you'd be like, like a baby and eating pizza in a bathtub.
No,
How am I gonna keep up?
I do want to, and eventually I want to maybe try to do some sales at some of the shows. But to be honest, I guess
He's gonna do it.
I guess I really deep down I want to do it, but I just don't want it to come off bad. And I think I need to listen to Theo and be tenacious and just make it happen.
Just do
You
it.
guys are helping me along here.
After this, I'm gonna.
The YouTube. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
no.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the YouTube Rockhounding community is unlike any other community on YouTube. There is no competition. We all root for each other and
Yep.
support each other. And it's if you join, we're all best friends.
Good.
Yep.
I love it.
And
Yeah.
your heart's in the right place, man.
Yeah.
With, the fact that you want to share your knowledge and educate people and everything, that's solid. That's golden, man. You're gonna
Absolutely.
be a
Yep.
success 100%.
Right.
So I'm gonna force him to do it after here. I'm gonna get the name for JNS Rocks to Gems
Right.
for him, and then make him do it. I can just film him while he's already doing what he's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
All the first words.
Once you get that channel up and running, let us know. We'll plug it here in the description of this video.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And that's a gracious offer. And maybe I'll take you up on that. What's the saying say? Watch out what you wish for. No, I won't. I will do it justice. I won't. It'll be all good. I guess is what I'm getting at.
Well, that's basically my words of wisdom is just do it, because you don't know where it's going to
Do
take
it.
you, and it never hurts to try.
Love it. Thank you.
But that'll do it for words of wisdom. Karen, if you do us the honors of doing the last part of the video. Podcast.
First of all, David and Sweet Jim, thank you so much for coming on the show. Do you guys have any parting words for everybody?
Victor Valley Tailgate. If
Yeah.
this is up tomorrow, if this is up
Go see these
tomorrow,
guys.
or even Saturday, come on Sunday. Victor Valley Tailgate. The information is here. If it's not reversed for you folks, go to vvgmc.org or call this guy. Is that Dave's phone number?
I think it's the answering
Oh, I
machine.
was hoping it was from
Oh, boy.
so go ahead and go to vvgmc.org. Victor Valley Tailgate, the 11th through the 13th, 9 to 5 p.m. If you want to vend, vending is free.
Free vending.
Free.
Yes.
We ask for donations. If you don't sell anything, you don't have any money, give them a rock that they can auction off at their thingy. This the Victor Valley Gym and Mineral Club is amazing. They let you use all their gas and their torches for free if you're into silversmithing.
Well, you
Nice.
actually, yes, it's very inexpensive to sign up, and there's like a $5 fee if you're going to go cutting
Dude,
or welding.
you cannot get lunch
right.
for $5.
I understand. Coffee,
You know,
a
yeah.
coffee is $5.
My
I
coffee
get it.
costs more than $5. I get whipped cream and all of the things. And do it, supports the club, or come to the Victor Valley Gym and Mineral Club. Even if you're driving through and you have one day to work, it's like $25, and it's like for the annual fee.
Yep.
So like I would pay $25 if I didn't have equipment to come here.
Yep.
And all that information is vvgmc.org.
Awesome. Thank
So,
you.
my parting words are just thank you so much for letting me come on here and ramble around here a bit with you, and I look forward to the future. I think it's a bright future for all of us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Everybody, if you guys have any questions for Lapidary David or Sweet Jim, please leave them down in the comments. And if you guys want to join us, yes, all week long over on the Discord doing show and tell, asking questions, all that kind of stuff, email us and we will send you an invite. Plus, we're compiling the next viewer show and tell. You can be part of it by sending in your gorgeousness and a short story to the email as well. All that is in the description. And again, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end, hanging out with us for this whole time. We'll still see you next week. And until then, keep rocking. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Rock on.
Rock on.